It's over the high of Natasha Bedingfield on the way. It's 8:38. Phillips on the line. Let's all go to Statler Financial Services in Sebring. Good morning, Philip. How we doing?
Hey, good morning, Scotty. Doing well today as we kind of close out. We got one more day of the week, but it's Thursday, and
Uh,
do you know what Thursday is?
what is Thursday, Philip?
Thursday is always unemployment day, so we
Oh,
get the first
okay.
time unemployment claims come out today, and
All
so
right.
we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But before we do, let's just kind of set the table for what happened yesterday. And so we
Gotcha.
kind of know where we're starting from. And so the first thing I want to talk about, just to kind of mention here, is oil. Scotty, yesterday, do you remember what oil price was yesterday when you and I talked?
I think we were pushing 75, but not quite there.
Exactly. We were right at 75, a few pennies over 75, and
Okay.
it closed down yesterday, down almost 2.6% yesterday. So,
Really?
yeah, big decline in oil, and we're seeing it continuing even today. And we'll update that pricing here as we get ready to close out the show this morning. But yeah, so oil's back down in the $72 range, which we kind of like that. We'd like it to get down to 69, but we
Yeah.
won't complain with 72 right now.
Sure. If it's going in the right direction, we're good.
That's right. So,
Yeah.
but yesterday it was kind of a mixed bag on Wall Street. We had the Dow was up just a tad, up a little over a tenth of a percent to 34,933. The S&P 500, same deal. It was up just a little over a tenth of a percent to $4,374. The Nasdaq actually ended up down yesterday, almost a quarter of a percent to 14,645. So a mixed bag yesterday, and we're seeing interest rates continue to fall on their yields too. So it's been a volatile week. It's had its ups and downs, and I think it's going to continue even today, Scotty, as we look at what's happening in the marketplace. So let's look now at we talked about unemployment claims, and so what did that number look like? Well, it was good news, Scotty. We expected 360,000 new first time jobless claims, and that's exactly where we came in, 360,000. So that was good news on that front. Continuing claims were down just a little bit, which was good because they're down over what they were last week. So that was a good sign. So we were liking what we're seeing there when it comes to the jobs numbers. The other number that we had that I don't know if we've talked about much, but we've talked about consumer price index on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we talked about producer price index. Well, there's another price index out there that we haven't talked about yet, and that's the import price index.
Okay.
Um, and that's how much have goods and services increased that we import from overseas. And so that number went up 1% from what it was last month, which is basically what we kind of expected. We expected that 1%
Okay.
increase, but it goes along with everything else we're seeing. All the cost of everything that you and I go by is going up,
Right.
which means we've got inflation. The Fed um, governor yesterday, Powell, talked about how we have inflation, but he thinks it's temporary. Well, I don't know. I think there's some a little disagreement there within the Fed board. We'll have to see how all that works out. But he's talking about not making any changes, just keep plugging along with what they're doing right now. So um, that's giving the market a little bit of uneasiness, I think, this morning. And like we said yesterday, we are in the throes of earnings season, and so we continue down that road this morning with some more banks that reported. We had Morgan Stanley report. They really had a pretty good quarter. They beat by 20 cents a share. Revenue top forecast. They were really helped by their investment banking division and the activity they've been able to do there. But even though they beat and things were good, they're actually trading down today, Scotty. They're down 1.4, almost 1.4%. And so I did some digging, and that's because there's one sector of their business that didn't do well, and that was the fixed income trading department.
Okay.
They missed their number. I think they expected $1.9 billion in revenue from that department. It came in at like 1.6 billion. So a little bit of a miss for Morgan Stanley when it comes to their fixed income number there. The other banks we had Bank of America. Bank of New York, Mellon. They beat by 13 cents a share. Came in at $1.13. Revenue was ahead of expectations, and so they find them here. They're trading down today too. Now I didn't look to see why. I couldn't find any reports on them, and it could be the same area that fixed income was just a little bit of an issue for everybody. They're down 4% this morning, so a pretty big drop for them this morning. We do have a bank that is in the green this morning, and that's Truist Financial, which that name may not seem real familiar to a lot of people, but that is the merged bank of SunTrust and BB&T. So they renamed themselves Truist Financial back in 2019. They reported better than expected earnings, also revenue above projections. They had some strong fee income, and their wealth management division did well. And so they're up almost 1% this morning.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Philip, whoever they hired to come up with that name, Truist, that's not for me to say, but I really think they ought to reevaluate that a little bit.
It's a mouthful, isn't it?
It is. Oh, my word. Well, hey, what can you do? I'm glad they're doing well. That's what's important, right?
Yeah. So, hey, I got one more bank for you, U.S. Bank Corp. Okay. They came in, they beat by 14 cents a share, came in at $1.28. Revenue, as well as everybody else, beat estimates. They had an improved boost from the economy. You know, their credit and debit card revenue went up. Good for them. They were up about 0.8%. I do have one that's not in the banking industry, and that would be United Healthcare. Yep, the insurer. They get this. Their second quarter profit is down by a third of what it was a year ago.
Really?
Yeah. So you know why?
Why is that?
Well, because when COVID hit, everybody put those those procedures that they didn't have to get done. Put them on the back burner.
Right. Well, they couldn't get them done in a lot of cases.
That's right. Couldn't get them done. And so now people are, they're picking those things back up. Now they can get out and about. And so that's affected them. They did still, they still had an okay quarter. They beat by about 35 cents a share. So that was good. And revenue came in ahead of forecast too. But their profit year over year was took a little bit of a beating. So they're trading down about 0.5% this morning.
All right. Real good. All right. What else you got for us, Phil?
On the earnings and macro, that's about it. But let's kind of look at where we're going to start off the day today. We have got more more red ink than we have green ink this morning by a lot. So we got the Dow is down almost 0.5% this morning, about $160 right now. The S&P 500 is down 1/3%. That's down $15. The only thing that's green, and it's just barely hanging on to green because it's sliding as we speak, is the NASDAQ. It's up $2 right now. So it may be red before we get going. The Russell 2000 small cap index is down 0.75% this morning. Like I said, a lot of red ink. Silver and gold are mixed. They're both just slightly off. We got gold's down about 0.04%, and silver's up 0.04%. So kind of a trade-off there. Crude oil, though, is continuing to fall down $1.16 right now, which is almost 1.6% to $71.97 a barrel. We're just hoping that thing keeps falling.
Now,
Not sure
isn't that
what's causing it, but
okay? Right.
but we'd like to see it go that direction.
All right. Good stuff, Philip. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is pretty good news. All right.
So as we close out the day, just remind people that we continue to see more and more volatility as we're coming off of some all-time highs, and that's why it's important, Scotty, that folks understand how much risk they have in their portfolio and how much risk they can really tolerate, and make sure that those two things match up within their portfolio. Give us a call at 863-382-0037 to schedule a financial x-ray. Check out our website, statlerfinancial.com, and then join us this weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show. For you early risers, 6 a.m. on Saturday, everybody else noon on Saturday, and then 10 a.m. Sunday morning on Highlands News Talk 730.
All right, Philip. Well, the tentative plan is for Morning Dave to be back on the radio tomorrow morning. He's still traveling, so that's a little up in the air. So we'll see how that works out. But if I don't get a chance to talk to you tomorrow, thank you so much. Enjoyed our couple weeks together. All the best to you and your family, my friend.
All right, Scotty, it's always good. You take care and have a great weekend if I don't talk to you tomorrow, and we will talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, my friend. There's Philip Statler, Statler Financial Services.
From the pitch, swung at a...
Hey, folks, I want to thank you guys for joining us today. I'll be excited when Dave gets back. I'm going to be doing a recording probably tomorrow morning. I've got to be out of town tomorrow. So with this, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I look forward to speaking to you live again on Monday morning. Until then, take care. Bye now.